You see what I'm saying? Boom. What he prove from this, y'all? What he prove from this, y'all? Playing with the city like this here. Don't bring that to Baton Rouge, man. You get stepped on in Baton Rouge. You hear me? Baton Rouge full of marching steppers. Steppers and marchers. Steppers and marchers, man. So I'm letting you know, bro, you play with the wrong one, or you play with the wrong city. Baton Rouge on fire. Baton Rouge got the whole rap game on fire. You hear me? Wait, reach out. Yeah, Choppa play big action. King of Baton Rouge, get it down from there. Get it down from there. Choppa play big action. Look y'all in y'all eyes, man. Don't play with Baton Rouge, man. King of Baton Rouge, big action. Y'all know what time it is. You hear me? I'm cleaning it up. You hear me? NLE Choppa, you got to see me, baby.
When NLE Choppa, now calling himself NLE The Great, dropped his new single KO on October 30th, 2025, the rap world immediately caught fire. The diss track, aimed squarely at NBA YoungBoy, wasn't just another lyrical jab, it was an all-out declaration of war. Within days, the music video surpassed 5 million views, turning a long-simmering rivalry into the hottest topic in hip-hop. For fans who thought the feud was dead, KO was a violent jolt of energy that reignited old flames and raised new questions about where this beef is heading next.
I ain't even say this perm-having bitch name. Nigga just wanna bring it top up. Say, bro, man, you niggas irrelevant and I said what I said, bro. You niggas need a nigga like me to keep you going. Your views should go up now. Clown, I'm willing to help y'all niggas, anybody, man. But a nigga hate NBA so much, man. Go get him some views, man. Help this nigga get some views, man.
The strange part of this feud is how it began, not with hate, but with respect. Back in 2019, a young rising NLE Choppa publicly called NBA YoungBoy one of his favorite rappers. His breakout sound, aggressive flows, emotional bars, and raw southern grit was constantly compared to YoungBoy's style. At first, Choppa seemed unfazed by the comparisons. He even went on Instagram Live to show love, saying YoungBoy inspired him to chase greatness. But admiration can turn into rivalry in hip-hop faster than a beat drop. Later that same year, Choppa seemed to change tone. He started sending subtle disses during features, including on Fredo Bang's Gangsta Talk, a track tied to Fredo's ongoing beef with YoungBoy. Fans noticed the shift immediately. What started as "I respect you" became "I'm not you," a clear sign NLE was ready to carve out his own legacy, even if it meant drawing battle lines. Then came June 2019. While YoungBoy was in custody for a parole violation before Rolling Loud Miami, Choppa dropped Free YoungBoy, a song that confused everyone. Despite its title, it contained no clear message of support. It felt more like a branding move, a way to stay in the conversation rather than an olive branch. Only days later, a club altercation between NLE's crew and YoungBoy's artist Quando Rondo escalated things further. Bottles flew, words were exchanged, and hip-hop had a new rivalry simmering beneath the surface. For a few years, the tension cooled. Then, NBA YoungBoy did what YoungBoy does best, stir chaos with a song. In January 2022, he dropped Bring the Hook, dissing the late King Von and igniting a wildfire of outrage. Chicago's Lil Reese fired back online, calling YB's music trash, and NLE Choppa, never one to stay quiet, jumped into the thread with a simple yet powerful tweet. "I stamped that." That one tweet changed everything. By publicly siding with Lil Durk and OTF, Von's label, Choppa had chosen a side in one of rap's most dangerous feuds. YoungBoy noticed. Within days, he released Know Like I Know, a venomous diss that took direct aim at NLE. "You a Boris in disguise," YB rapped, making it clear that the respect once shared was long gone. Choppa tried to downplay it, telling DJ Academics he had no beef with YoungBoy, just disagreement with how he speaks on the dead. But in hip-hop, intentions don't matter once the shots are fired. Fans took sides, blogs ran headlines, and by the end of 2022, NLE Choppa and NBA YoungBoy had officially become enemies. Fast forward to 2025, NLE Choppa reemerged with a new name, NLE The Great, and a completely new image. Gone were the colorful braids. He shaved his head bald, channeling Tupac Shakur, and claiming he was embarking on a spiritual mission. His July release, Messiah, painted him as a man at war with darkness itself. But behind the meditative tone, there was something else brewing, a hunger to reclaim the spotlight. Then came October. During a Den of Kings panel panel with Kirk Franklin and Jonathan Majors, Choppa made a series of cryptic statements about evil energy in the industry. Fans didn't quite understand what he meant until KO dropped 2 weeks later. In a Rolling Stone interview, NLE explained that the song was born from a dream. "I was awakened out of my sleep with a vivid dream," he said. "The dream was me holding a young boy's head in my hand, and I was bringing the head to my father." The imagery was shocking, both literal and spiritual, and NLE insisted it wasn't about violence, but divine purpose. "The timing wasn't mine," he said. "It was a power higher than me. I never want my devotion questioned, so when I got the message, I followed it." To him, KO wasn't a diss, it was a sermon. In KO, NLE doesn't just take lyrical swings at NBA YoungBoy, he questions his entire influence. "You poison the youth, you poison the youth," he raps in the opening verse, accusing YoungBoy of glorifying violence and negativity that in Choppa's eyes keeps their community trapped in pain. He later doubles down in his interview. "We've been oppressed for a long time, and we add fuel to the fire by not knowing our influence," he said. I've heard interviews from him where he admits he's conscious of what he's doing, but still chooses that path. That's where my assignment comes in. It's a rare diss track that sounds like both an exorcism and a challenge. Choppa isn't mocking YoungBoy's music. He's calling him to accountability, painting himself as a prophet confronting a fallen brother. Whether fans believe that message or not, it's undeniably bold. Still, not everyone's buying the spiritual talk. Critics point out that NLE dropped KO right as YoungBoy's Massa tour was breaking records, raking in over $70 million in sales. To many, it looked like a calculated move. Controversy equals clicks, and NLE knows how to make headlines. If KO wasn't enough, NLE fanned the flames further with his social media antics. On X, formerly Twitter, he posted a photo of a man slapping a woman with the caption, "Always disrespect YB." The post instantly went viral, sparking outrage and confusion. Was he calling YoungBoy disrespectful? Was it satire? No one knew for sure, but everyone was talking. Hours later, he reposted the same image on Instagram with a cryptic caption, "Clout? Man, this spiritual warfare. It's justified this time." Within minutes, YoungBoy's fanbase, one of the fiercest in hip-hop, mobilized online. Hashtags like #YBN ever broke again and #Pray for Choppa trended side by side. Some fans demanded YB drop a diss response. Others wanted him to stay silent and let his success talk. For now, YoungBoy hasn't fired back, at least not publicly. But silence from YB doesn't mean peace. Historically, when YoungBoy stays quiet, it's usually because he's cooking something devastating in the booth. To the casual fan, NLE Choppa's transformation might look like a publicity stunt. The bald head, the Tupac comparisons, the sermons about higher power, all arriving right when he's gearing up for a new album cycle. But to his die-hard supporters, it's evolution. They see a man trying to rise above the chaos of his past while confronting those who, in his eyes, are holding the culture back. For NBA YoungBoy, however, the situation is more complex. YB has often admitted in interviews that he struggles with his influence, torn between authenticity and responsibility. In 2024, he told Billboard that he hated how his music sometimes inspired negativity, but didn't know how to change it without losing himself. That admission gives NLE's words even more sting. It's one thing to diss a rival, it's another to challenge his moral compass. This beef isn't just about two rappers trading insults, it's about ideology. On one side, NLE Choppa preaches redemption, discipline, and faith. On the other, NBA YoungBoy embodies rebellion, pain, and raw authenticity. Both artists have millions of loyal followers who see them as voices of their generation, and that's what makes KO so powerful. It's not just a diss track, it's a cultural moment. The song forces fans to ask what kind of influence hip-hop should have in 2025. Is it about reflection and growth, or survival and expression at any cost? If YoungBoy responds, expect it to be nuclear. His previous diss records like I Hate YoungBoy and Know Like I Know pulled no punches, dragging entire crews and families into lyrical warfare. But this time, the stakes feel different. Choppa's coming from the pulpit, not the streets, and that makes the confrontation unpredictable. As the dust settles, one thing's clear. The feud between NLE Choppa and NBA YoungBoy has evolved beyond petty insults. It's become a mirror reflecting hip-hop's generational split between artists chasing spiritual enlightenment and those unapologetically embracing chaos. Fans are glued to their screens, dissecting every lyric, every post, every cryptic quote. Will YB strike back with a KO of his own? Or will he stay silent, letting the numbers from his tour speak louder than any bar could? Either way, the fight has already entered the culture's bloodstream. From Memphis to Baton Rouge, the echoes of KO are rattling speakers, stirring debate, and reminding everyone that hip-hop beefs, when rooted in passion, pain, and purpose, still have the power to shake the world. And if history tells us anything, this war between NLE Choppa and NBA YoungBoy is far from over. It's only the beginning of the next great chapter in rap's ongoing saga of pride, power, and prophecy.